All right, I'm opening this very cheerful package from Ponoko, the laser cutting company. Inside, basic cardboard protection. I don't know if you can see the lines in this light, but they are burned onto the thing here. Put the cardboard to the side. These are the laser cutting marks, and this is the protective plastic that goes over the top. So I guess the surface of the plastic does not get burned. So let's take this out of its frame, shall we? So these are the handles here. Let's see. What is this gonna be, you might ask? This is a new design for Mantaray. It's going to be, here I'll take out the miniature version first. This is sort of a prototype, and wanted to do test out the ideas before I do the final design. But so this design has a lot of extra screw holes in it and other things. Alright, this is the real color of the plastic. It's sort of semi-reflective silver plastic. That's cool. It's got a metallic look to it. Looks kind of like aluminum or something. So that's cool. Let's see. I'm going to put this to the side, and we'll keep. See, after you take out part of it, then it. Let's see. Actually, before I take out all the parts, I'm going to get a cell phone shot of this as it is, just so I can show people the process here. Oops, it goes in like that. It's sort of a puzzle. Alright, one cell phone shot. The entire shape. Here. And this is a shape that I made using Adobe Illustrator. But you could use, Inkscape, which is the open source alternative to Adobe Illustrator. Or, I don't know, you might even be able to do it on iPad. Use your Affinity Designer, which has just recently come out. So you have a lot of different choices for how to do a vector-based design, and that's what this is. And the first or even the second time that you do this, it may be a bit challenging for you to see. I left in a lot of extra pieces, so I will have more parts if I need to make an adjustment to this thing after it's ready. So let's see. If you want to take off the protective material, just grab at a corner, get sort of a good grip on it, and then peel it off like this. In the YouTube videos, they call this satisfying videos, right? To unpeel things or something like that. But it is an interesting process, and it's fun. It's also kind of challenging to get things just right, and I know I know that parts of this design are going to require adjustment or even completely redoing it, but it'll be, as long as you stay open-minded to the process, the result can be pretty amazing. So here these are two hand grips. I guess I will see if I can get a YouTube video of this, even though I kind of need both hands to, or a Instagram video of this. Kind of need both hands to do this efficiently, but we'll see. Yeah, it's not heavy enough to stay where it is without sort of being held down, so oh well. This triangle portion actually doesn't do anything, but it's sort of decorative, like a cool pattern. And the bottom of the Deluge will sit on this. And actually I realize we are looking at the back of the design here. We're not looking at the front. So the actual, on the other side, there are etching marks to show where the Deluge will be. But might as well take off these marks on both sides and then remove the extra areas. It's not metal. You can buy metal. In the case of metal, they use some other way to do it. I forget what that is, but the pieces of metal that you can use are a little bit smaller, so you would have to get a design like this, you would have to plan multiple you'd have to plan multiple cuts and then assemble them. See if I can get under there, sort of raise this thing up a little bit. Actually, take one more shot in this state. Just because, you know, these days people say, show me the photos or it didn't happen, right? So I'm getting those photos or the documentation of this project. All right. So in this case, I just have push up on the bottom and then sort of partly raise this triangle boomerang thing out of it. I'll get a video of that. Here we go. I should have waited until I had another person to do camera for me, but I couldn't wait. It's always exciting when you get a package like this. So, here we go. So it's fun to have something like this, which is just an extra, you know, the leftover from the inside of the process. You know, I might as well just lift this out and flip it over at this point. So you ready for the quote satisfying moment? But it is satisfying to see your designs going through and being, you know, built into something real and kind of cool, you know? And a lot of people, just like with the first Mantaray design, a lot of people are going to object and say it's weird, it's silly, it's strange. But, you know, when they see it working, hopefully they will understand that this is a cool and kind of different way to play your synthesizer. Synthesizers don't have to sit on a table and be, you know, this passive thing. You can really get into it, be active, and be able to move around and do stuff. So here it is. It does sort of look like a giant wrench or a robot claw. I might call it the claw. So then here on the other side, it's kind of cool to see that. See, I'll go ahead, I'll peel this side of it. Once again, try to go for a corner and then get the corner of the paper. Okay, that's another interesting photo. We're living in a world of photographers at this point, so it is what it is. I'm going to completely separate it there from the backing. And then, let's see, move the backing aside. Here's the shape of it. This material is a little bit more flexible than what I had planned for, so I may use some of these as reinforcers, and on the final I'll probably go with a thicker material. But we'll see. We'll see how it fares. Some of the other Mantaray designs were a little bit on the unnecessarily heavy side, I thought. So, yes, does kind of look like something from sci-fi. But it helps if a design sort of communicates something about what you're doing. In this case, it is a sort of high-tech, futuristic. Well, this itself is not an instrument, it's just a sort of holder for instrument and effect. But when you put all of these things together, they hopefully have more of a personality than when they're separate, you know? It's this project, which I've been doing for, I don't know, I guess I wonder if it has been 15 years that I've been using synthesizers attached to some surface to make it more playable on stage or something else. Just fun to walk around the studio and jam. And when people can see what you're doing front and central, they know that your music is not just playing tunes from iTunes or something like that, that you're really doing something interesting. See, I'll move this way a little bit, take one more shot. Full documentation, right? This is the correct arrangement. Notice basically on your design, if you select pure blue cut lines and the laser cuts all the way through, and you select red cut lines and it doesn't cut through, it only etches a little bit on the surface. So that allows you to sort of decorate your design a bit. And if you want to use a lot of laser time, you can have it even fill in areas of etching. But when you're designing for Ponoko or other laser cutting companies, there are a few now, I think, Shapeways or other things. So there it is, complete silver shape. And now you'll see what this is for. Here, place the Deluge on here and switch it on, of course. So there's a nice pattern, light it up, and then Boss VE5, vocal performer, place goes right here, headphone mic, let's see, and then may get a different length of cables when we see how it looks best. So I'll do this, then connect this to the audio in. So I can get, move this over. So you see I can get the sound of my voice coming from here, goes into the Deluge for further processing, and that's cool. I'll probably get a shorter cable of that, or I'll, loop it around through the handles there. Looks nice.